Now, because you don't know what I'm going to talk about, I've made up my own questions, so I hope that's all right. So I've made up my own questions, and here's the answers. The first question is, did you really start life poor? I'm a fairly high-profile multimillionaire nowadays, but is it true that I started life poor? And the answer is yes. There I am at the gates of our family estate at the age of not quite 11. I was born in a 2-up, 2-down in the East End of London, born in the same house as my father had been 32 years before. We had no telephone, no fridge, no telly at all, no bathroom, so the toilet was down the end of the yard, so does wonders for your bladder control. That one are very good at having these bigger, higher purpose things that drive them. Men tend not to have it in quite the same way, and women, when they get going, they think, okay, I'm going to house the homeless, I'm going to work for a charity, I'm going to help solve AIDS. Women do have these bigger, what I call light the world purposes. Who's got a light the world purpose on the go already? You see, half of the room have put their hand up, and the other half of the room are not listening to me at the moment. I know that as a public speaker, that most of the time most people aren't listening. So they'll get there in the end. But if you don't have a light the world life mission, get one, because it drives you in a way that you can't believe. My life mission is this. My life mission is to light the spark of financial possibility for as many people as I can get to in this lifetime. And that's what I do every single day. We know that women are the fastest growing wealth group. And by 2020, the majority of millionaires in this country will be women. And we know that because of the way that women create wealth. It's estimated that by 2010, there will be about 2.5 million millionaires in the UK. So at least 1.25 million of them will be women. Would you like to apply? Go on then, girls. There's nobody stopping you. We don't know who those 1.25 million women are. It's in the future. We haven't got their names and addresses yet, so put your name down, because it can be you. The only thing that's stopping you is yourself. We have written this training for women only because we have evidence, and I'm very strong on evidence, that women learn best in single-sex groups. And we won't go through this one, but if you look at girls, young girls, up to GCSE and A-level, if you look at educational statistics, we know that of the top 50 secondary schools, girls-only schools were the top 5. They were 8 out of the top 10. They were 17 out of the top 25. And the highest ranked genuinely mixed school, where it wasn't just sixth form, was ranked 16th. So we know that women learn best in single-sex groups. And now I've started to teach women's-only groups, I understand totally why. Again, I'll come on to that in a second. We also know that from the National Centre for Women's Business Research, that companies owned by women, so businesses owned by women only, are growing at nearly twice the rate as male-owned businesses or mixed-owned businesses. I mean, that's amazing, isn't it? And from the period 1997 to 2004, women's only owned businesses grew by 17% per year, as opposed to 9% per year for male-owned businesses. Now, I mean, that is just phenomenal about what women can do. We have to do it, ladies. We have to do it. Because we need to change ourselves and we need to change the world. And I know that sounds like a grandiose statement, but we do. We have to have both the reason and the evidence to change. And the reason is this: the fastest way to change society is to mobilise the women of the world. Now, that's a quote that came out of the United Nations. And it's true, because women are the educators, they're the nurturers, they're the people that are going to get everybody together, and it's the only way that the world is going to be changed.